Hey everybody, hope you're having a wonderful day. I just wanted to hop on here and share a quick little devotional with you. Hope to encourage your week to encounter Jesus and lean into Him. So I've been reading the Bible chronologically lately. If you've never done that, I'd really encourage you to do it. You can find good chronological Bibles on Lifeway, on Amazon, and they will put the Bible in perspective of when it was either written or when it actually happened. Sometimes there's different parts of our Bibles that are a little bit out of order. You have Ezra and Nehemiah, earlier in the Old Testament when really it should be after Jeremiah, because Jeremiah's prophesying about things that happen in Ezra and Nehemiah. But anyway, hopefully you already know that. If you don't, I really encourage chronological Bible is very helpful. But I've been doing that. And one of the things I'm just seeing so clearly, I've known this, but I'm just seeing it really clear and afresh again. The whole story of the Bible is God wanting to dwell with man. That is the primary focus. It is what really the story is all about, is God wanting to dwell with man. In the Garden of Eden, He's living inside of man. He's with man. His breath of life is living in them. You know the story. We lose that nearness, that intimacy with God. And very early on, we start seeing God provide ways that He can sanctify His people so that He can dwell with them through sacrifices and through ultimately a temple. In Exodus 25, God says, do all these things so that I may dwell with you, that I may dwell in your midst. And then we come to Exodus 33, and I love this here. Moses, in Exodus 33, verse 7, Moses would take his own tent and pitch it outside the camp, far away from the camp. He called it the tent of meeting, God wanting to meet with man. And everyone who sought the Lord would go out to this tent of meeting, which was outside the camp. Whenever Moses went out to the tent, all the people would rise and stand. You get this expectation, maybe thousands of people like, Moses about to pray. What's going to happen here? And each to his tent door and look at Moses until he entered the tent. Whenever Moses entered the tent, the pillar of cloud would descend and stand at the doorway of the tent, and the Lord would speak with Moses. I find it really interesting. In the New Testament, Paul refers to his body as a temporary tent. We see all throughout the New Testament in 2 Corinthians 6 and 1 Corinthians 6, do you not know that you are temples of the Holy Spirit? Peter, the Apostle Peter, in 2 Peter, I think it's 1, you have to check me on that, says something very similar. He says, while I'm still here in the body, or some translations will say, in this tent, right? So in the Old Covenant, we have tabernacles, we have tents, we have temples where God would physically dwell in physical locations, in physical buildings. Now in the New Covenant, I love a good church building, it's all good and fine, but the primary focus of God is dwelling in our physical body, as Paul calls it, our tent. You are living in a tent of meeting right now. The moment you turn your eyes to Jesus and focus on Him and read His Word and lean into Him in prayer and worship, your body changes. Well, it doesn't change, but its purpose changes, let's put it that way, into just your normal everyday life, doing whatever you're doing. It turns into a tent of meeting, an encounter with God, a place for heaven and earth to meet, for God to meet with man. I hope you enjoy that reality today. God bless.